Welcome to a lesson with Dr. Powell. Let's take a look at a proof of if we have a connected graph that only has even cycles, then the graph will be bipartite. Now, bipartite, one way of thinking about it is that if we colored every vertex um, such that no two vertices that are adjacent share the same color, it suffices to use two colors, and we can color the graph with two colors. That's one way of thinking about it, and that's what we're going to use right now. So imagine that we have a spanning tree for this graph, and let's just pick one of the vertices, call it R, and say it's the root. Now this vertex is going to be connected to every other vertex in the spanning tree. Now let's divide this into levels, meaning the length, or how many edges away a vertex is from this root. Now right now there's no cycles in the spanning tree, but to produce the original graph we just need to add edges back in. So if we were able to the edges, if we were able to add an edge in that connects two levels that are an even number apart, let's see, what issue would that be? Well, for starters, every single level, if you can alternate colors on the levels, so already the spanning tree itself is bipartite. You can use two colors. So if we can confirm that we cannot add an edge between levels that are even apart, meaning they have the exact same color, then we're good. Then two colors will suffice. So what if, let's just proof by contradiction, suppose that we only have even cycles, okay, and we just add in an edge between two levels that are an even number apart, here even distance apart, having defined the levels as distance away from the root. Okay, then what do we have? Well, the length of this cycle is n plus m plus 1, right? Keep in mind that in mod 2 arithmetic, -1 is congruent to 1. And you can work with multiplication that way and so forth. So m is actually going to be, if you're thinking about parity and what this is congruent to mod 2, m is going to be congruent to -m, because multiplying by -1, multiplying by 1 are the same, mod 2. So congruence, we're going to have this. But you see this, we assume that this part was even, so mod 2, we're assuming that's 0, which means the parity of this whole thing is 1. Wait a minute. We just produced an odd cycle. Contradiction. And our assumption was that we were assuming that n minus m was even, and we were connecting them with an edge. So contradiction means that we cannot connect. So when we're adding edges back in, we can't do this. So, so the levels that are even apart aren't connected directly, so they're not adjacent to each other. So the resulting graph maintains the same bipartite property that the spanning tree did that we were looking at. And that concludes the proof. Thanks for watching.